Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the iGive.com webinar, iGive and Amazon, a winning combination. We're very excited to present today's webinar to you. It is my pleasure at this point to introduce iGive's founder, Rob Grosshandler.
Well, thank you, Lena. It is a pleasure to be here. Besides Lena, who runs our marketing, I am joined by Sandy Schleicher, who is our Chief Technical Officer.
Hello.
Hiding in the background are some of our merchant folks, led by Kim Logan. And if you hear a dog bark, that's Sasha, the office dog. So a little bit of an overview of what we're going to talk about today. We are focusing on Amazon and Amazon Smile. We're going to talk a little bit about how you make that work in the context of your own particular organization. We're going to talk a little bit about the Surf into Spring contest. And for those of you who may not have had the chance to hear us talk too much at length, we're going to tell you a little bit about iGive and why iGive we think is a good idea. A couple of housekeeping items for you. First and foremost, we are recording the webinar. It will be posted in our knowledge base at the end of the session. It'll take us a couple of hours to do that. We want your questions. There's a chat interface as part of the GoToWebinar thing. Those questions make this interesting for everybody, especially for Sandy, who loves to get stumped. This screen also tells you about what you might do if your little dashboard goes away. Many of you, or some of you, may have had the misfortune to have attended this same seminar in January where it didn't go so well. So I wanted to apologize for that and tell you we're using an entirely new technology platform. We used it last night and it worked wonderfully. If you have any questions, have any problems, please send us a question and we will do our darndest to answer even technology questions. So enough about that. Just a really big recap. What is iGive? How does it work? And I like to think of it as really, really simple. You can tell friends on an elevator. With iGive, you shop, your charity gets money, and it's for free. And when we talk about a charity, it can be a cause, it can be a charity, it can be Mrs. Smith's third grade classroom, or it can be American Lung Association. It really doesn't matter the size. All that really matters is that you have people who are interested in helping your organization, your group, every time they shop. And when they shop, they're going to be helping you at no cost to them and no cost to you. A couple of really important things. First, the stores pay for it all. It is free to your organization. It's free to the charity, free to the cause. It is free to the consumers. And iGive earns its money because the stores pay us to make this happen. They want consumers to go shopping there. They want them to say nice things about the stores. And they want them to shop more. Also, the stores really like doing good. And they like doing good for the organizations that they're supporting through iGive. From a 100,000-foot level, there's 350,000 people who use iGive. What does that mean? Why is that important? It means that stores sit up and take notice when we say something. So oftentimes, we're able to get better deals for our members. It's not going to cost you more. Sometimes it's going to cost you less, and it's great. It also means that we have an enormous variety of retailers participating, from Amazon to Newegg to Best Buy to Macy's, JCPenney, HSN. We're going to use HSN a couple of times as an example throughout this webinar. And there are 35,000 causes that are going to get checks from us this year, and that's perhaps the most fun thing about this for those of us who work here. It is really rewarding for us to be able to make it possible for your organizations to do the things that they find important. So let's talk a little bit about the kind of person who uses iGive. And when we like to talk about, but it happens to be that 85% of folks who use iGive are women. Now, they run the exchequer in most households, and they're the ones who day in and day out make this work. Our member is anything but average. So if you get an online shopper, not everybody is an online shopper, but if you have online shoppers as part of your supporter group, you can expect that they're going to raise over $100 a year for you. Now, not everybody, it doesn't make sense for everybody, so not everybody makes sense for iGive, but when it does, it works really well. Our job is to make it as easy as possible. And we're going to talk a little bit more about why it's easy and how you can help make it as easy as possible for them as well. So we talk about making money. What's it really mean? How does it all add up? So let's say that your supporter goes and shops at HSN. First and foremost, we always do our best to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. So we tell you that when she shops at HSN, 2% of her purchase is going to go help your cause. She's going to know it's 2% because she read it about an iGive newsletter, or she saw it on the website, or when she clicked the iGive button, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment, in the corner is the little triangle, the green triangle, and she can click that and find out that it's 2%. The button, when she's using it, tells HSN that Betty is supporting your organization. We don't tell HSN which organization. We don't even share Betty's name or email address. It's all anonymous from the store's perspective. So Betty goes and makes a $300 purchase. That's $6. HSN sends iGive money, not only for Betty, but for George and Amy and Terry and Rebecca. They send us all this money. We collect it all, and then we send the money to the cause for not only HSN, but for Newegg and for Amazon and for those 1,500 causes. And every time the amount of money that we owe to a cause reaches $25, well, out goes a check. We do it once a month. And of course, we think it's important, just like shampooing, to rinse and repeat. So one of the ways, perhaps the most important way we work to make using iGive easy is something we call the iGive button. It's a browser app or an extension that becomes part of your desktop or laptop browser, whether it be Internet Explorer or Chrome or Firefox or Safari on a Mac, because Macs count as desktops and laptops as well. And it becomes part of your browser, and it sort of watches over your shoulder. So anytime you type in one of those participating store names, it says, aha, someone's going to QVC, and we want to make sure that a percentage of what she spends goes to her favorite cause. And that's what the button does for you. It also watches in your shoulder when you're looking in Google or Yahoo or Bing, and it says, did I type in a store name, or did I type in a product that's available at one of those 1,500 retailers? And if it is, it will show you right here. I'm going to click on a really cool tool and highlight this. It's going to show you right here that you can go click those links and help your cause raise money at no cost to you, no cost to your supporters. It's pretty simple. All right, so that's the iGive button. There is also, we're going to talk about these later as well, but there's other ways to get to those 1,500 stores. But I want to talk a little bit about Amazon, because Amazon, as you know, Amazon is rather special, and you know we're going to talk what makes them special. Special in a good way and special in not such a good way. So first of all, Amazon does not work with the iGive button. So you must always start your shopping at Amazon one of 4 or 5 ways. You can type in iGive.com/Amazon. You can use the Amazon link in the button. You can use the links on our website. You can use the links in our newsletters. And you can use the iGive iPhone, iPad, and Android apps as well to get yourself to Amazon. So now is when we're going to get even a little bit more fun, because at Amazon, you get to double dip. Amazon has a program called Amazon Smile. And this is Amazon trying to make sure that they're participating in the philanthropic ways of our country. And they give money every time someone goes to smile.amazon.com to causes. Now here, and it's not dissimilar to what iGive does, but here's where they're different. They are separate programs, and they're administered differently, and we can tell you what we know, but we don't control Amazon, and Amazon doesn't control iGive. So first, you have to list your cause at Amazon, even though you're already listed at iGive. Or if you're listed at Amazon, you have to list your cause at iGive. Amazon has a different set of rules, a different set of application process, and it is a little narrower in the scope of who they want participating. So for Amazon, you have to be a registered 501c3. Not so at iGive. At iGive, it can be, as I was saying, Mrs. Smith's classroom. So Amazon and iGive work together really well. You go from iGive to Amazon. We take you there. We take you the special backdoor route, and you'll be able to see things. So when you do that, you have used the drop down using the iGive button. You get there using the Amazon links in your favorite stores. You can, let me get a little bit more detail there. You can use the links from the apps. I'm going to repeat myself here, but that's how you're supposed to do it. iPhone, iPad, Android, both phone and tablets. You can use your favorite store links. And we're going to now talk a little bit more about the specifics of Amazon Smile and iGive and how they differ a bit. I'm going to ask Glenna to talk a bit about this.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob. So as Rob mentioned, Amazon Smile is a lot like iGive, but it is different. And one of the key differences is that at iGive, we invite anybody who has a cause that can cash a check in the U.S. or Canada and is doing positive things in the world. They're not doing something hateful or illegal. We invite you to sign up and list your cause with iGive. Amazon says that you either have to be listed on something called GuideStar or you have to be a 501c3. So they have a whole process and a whole application. For those of you who have listed a cause with iGive, you know that it's a really quick and simple process. Unfortunately, not so with Amazon. So if for some reason you have a cause that is listed with iGive but isn't eligible with Amazon, please go ahead and pick another charity to support, because why wouldn't you want your shopping to do more good? When you get to the Amazon program, we will take you directly to Amazon Smile. Again, can't repeat this enough. You have to start in one of the ways Rob told you, and it will take you to Amazon Smile. If you start at Amazon Smile and then come back to us and say, hey, I'd like my iGive credit, unfortunately, that just isn't going to work. Amazon is going to ask you to sign in, and you have to create a whole new sign-in for Amazon. This is not your iGive sign-in because now you're on the Amazon site, and you will be asked to select a charity. If for some reason your charity is not listed, then there is a way to try and go through the process and list your charity. Rob, if we could go forward a screen. And you can go to org.amazon.com and you can fill it out. One of the things that I want to remind you is, you see that arrow, green arrow in the corner? It points to a green triangle. We call that green triangle the iGive button. If you came through the right process, if you did one of the things that we told you, starting at iGive.com/Amazon, using a link, using a pass-through through one of our apps, you will see that green button on the bottom corner of your screen, and you will know you got there in the right way.
So if I can jump in here, there's another way that Amazon is different that we like to tell everybody about all the time, and we actually missed it as Rob was talking, and that is that unlike other stores in the iGive network, Amazon does not allow us to confirm your individual purchases. That gets captured at your cause level, so you will get credit. You can see that on your cause ledger, that it came from an anonymous source, but you won't see it on your personal shopping reports. And just want to make sure you're aware of that because we get a lot of questions about that.
The other place you're not going to see it is on social media, which leads us into our next topic of discussion, which is that we know from our research that causes and supporters that use social media to tell their friends about iGive see a significant increase in the donations to their cause. So we encourage you to post about iGive on Facebook, on Twitter, and on other forms of social media. We even use 2 hashtags to help you track what other people are saying. One is the iGive hashtag, iGiveDoYou, and the other one is one that we've appropriated, which is hashtag free money, because really that's what it is. If you're shopping online and buying things that you are already going to buy, you're not spending any more money. It's not costing you anything more. In fact, it might even cost you a little bit less, and your cause is getting money. So it's free money.
So in the being social realm, one of the things that you can do right now that's very social is ask us questions. Use the chat interface to ask us questions, and we will do our darndest to answer them. Another thing that's quite social is the fact that after this is all over, we are going to be posting a recording of the webinar, both the slides and the audio, on our knowledge base, and so you'll be able to watch it to your heart's content. If you have trouble sleeping, I find it really good for that. And you can also share it with your friends. So that's another way to be social. So continuing, Lena, why don't you tell us how we're giving people a reason to talk about being social?
Absolutely. So we are currently in the middle of a promotion. Right now, we're speaking to you from chilly Chicago. We have not had quite as much snow as some of the folks on the East Coast, but nonetheless, it is still winter here. And we are anxiously awaiting spring, so we decided to get our minds focusing forward on the warm weather, and we've been having the Surf into Spring contest. So far, 20 causes have already won prizes, and you may ask, how are they winning those prizes? They are simply winning those prizes by visiting stores. You can visit up to 10 stores a day. They do have to be new stores. Check them out. Look around. See what's out there. You don't actually have to make a purchase, but if you visit those stores, you get entries. And if you enable auto posting on social media, which we'll get to in just a second, you also earn more entries. So 10 stores per day, and immediately people can shop and earn. Additionally, if you have friends who haven't joined iGive yet, now is a great time to get them to sign up. If they sign up before March 20th and make just one purchase, your cause will get an extra $5 donation. So that's another great part of Surf into Spring. I'm going to toss it over, though, to Sandy, who's going to tell us all about how your cause can link to Facebook and Twitter.
All right, so here's a this isn't Sandy. You may recognize my voice already, but I'm telling you that I'm changing the screen over to Sandy so that he can drive this conversation.
All right. Well, hopefully you are now seeing my screen. And what we've got here, I'm logged into iGive already, and I happen to be sitting on the cause ledger page. All of the features for cause administrators can be found using the navigation up here in the top bar. If you just click on this link called cause, and that will take you to what we call the cause dashboard. And there's information here that show you how much you've earned, how much your next check amount is going to be. By the way, I think Rob mentioned this at the beginning, but if not, we send out checks to causes when you reach $25 increments. So you can always check here to know how close you are to your next check. And then you can see also under pending amounts, you can see amounts that haven't cleared the, I think it's a 70-day waiting period that we have for returns and such. But to answer the question that I've actually been asked to show you, which is how to set up the social media stuff, very, very easy. You come over here to this wing over here, which gives you a bunch of different features for things that you can do to help your cause, promote your cause's use of iGive to your members via Facebook, via Twitter. We've got banners and logos you can put on your website. There's all kinds of flyers, brochures, blurbs, ads, etc.
Well, let's stop for 1 second at the blurbs, because Susan had just posted a question that said, can you give a sample post of how to explain iGive clearly and succinctly on Facebook? And
Sure.
If you click on that link, that actually has it right there for you. We've written a bunch of different choices for you to look at.
Yep.
And you can cut and paste and use those to help describe iGive on your Facebook page, in your newsletter, in any kind of communication that you're sending out.
All right, so going back to, again, what I was asked to show you, which is hooking up Facebook here. It's an option right here in the wing menu, if you will. And what this is going to do, there's an explanation of all the different kinds of posts that we can do on your behalf to your Facebook fan page. So let me pause there to explain two different aspects of Facebook. You have a personal account on Facebook, and your personal account has your wall. And you can post things to your wall, but you can also set up what's called a fan page, which would be for your cause. And so what we're talking about here is specifically posting information to your fan page. I'll come back when I'm done with this, and we'll talk about your personal wall as well. So there's 4 different kinds of information that we can automatically post to your fan page for you. We can post a registration link on a weekly or monthly basis for you. We can post support a shopping activity, which shows that somebody shopped and made an automatic donation to your cause. We can show a monthly recap that shows up on the first of the month. And this shows how much has been raised in total for your cause in that given month. And then the last piece of information we can show or post to your fan page is when checks are being sent out to causes. All of these different posts help people see how valuable iGive is to your cause and help show people that they should be supporters of your cause via iGive as well. So it's really, really good tools to help convince your supporters to use iGive to help raise funds. And I'll tell you, the best one of all of these is when we're sending checks. Everybody loves to know when their cause is getting a check from iGive. So we get a huge boost in people logging into the website, new accounts, and such whenever checks get posted. So you really want to take advantage of this. We did a study a year or so ago that showed that causes that hook up iGive to automatically post to your fan page in Facebook, that there is a 395% increase over causes that don't do this in the amount of revenue raised, the amount of donations to your cause. So it's almost 4 times as big donations when you get this done than if you don't. So really important. This is a great promotional tool. To actually do it, all you have to do at the bottom of the screen is click this Get Started button. What that's going to do is it's going to send you over to Facebook. You're going to log into Facebook. I'm not going to do that while we're sitting here. But you log into Facebook. It's then going to ask you about permissions, whether you want to give iGive permissions to access your personal account. And then there's going to be a second stage where it's going to ask if you give iGive permission to access the pages that you manage. And when you do that, we'll bring up a list of pages that you manage, and you just click, yes, I want to connect iGive and Facebook, and you're all done at that point. So that is hooking up iGive to Facebook. We also, of course, have Twitter, which you can do as well. And so this, like I said, this is all about hooking up your fan page for your cause. But you can also set up iGive to post to your personal wall. And to do that, rather than go under cause, you're going to go under your personal settings here and go under Facebook settings. And you say, yes, I want to post my transaction to Facebook, or I want to post registration links weekly or monthly. You click Update Settings, and you're going to go through basically that same process at Facebook, with the exception of it asking about managing your pages. The one other thing I want to show you here before I hand this back is the Tell a Friend option, and I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit about this in a minute. But you can use the Tell a Friend option, which again you get to in the main navigation bar here at the top of the screen. And from here you have the ability to directly post to Facebook, to Twitter, to get some text for an email, or have a personal, what we call join link, that when people use that to get to iGive, will automatically pre-select your cause for the registration process. So they don't have to try and search for your cause when they're signing up. So you definitely want to make use of join links. And we talk about that kind of throughout the site, especially on the cause side. But here you can see exactly what is going to be published to your Facebook wall if you were to go ahead and click publish right now. All right, so I think that I've talked enough for the moment on this subject. And if you have more questions about social media or anything else, like Rob said, please ask questions. Use the chat area designated as a question, because we are going to answer all the questions at the end of this webinar. I'm not sure who's taking over, but
I'm going to take over for just a second, because one of the things that I think is a great follow-on to that is favorite stores, and a link that you can share as part of that. Sandy, we've got on the screen favorite stores. Why don't you tell us how you might use that in everyday use?
All right. So throughout the iGive website, I'm going to have Rob point at the You Visited box in the top right corner there. You're going to see the little heart symbol with a plus sign. Okay, and wherever you see that, you can click that, and it will automatically add that store to your favorites list. So you get that in your shopping report, you get that in your visited report, your transactions, in the whole list of stores on the member homepage. It's all over the site. Okay, so anywhere you want to start clicking on that and adding stores to your favorites list, you can do that. Then you can either come to this screen or via the button. If you click on the button in your browser, there's a menu item that will allow you to get to your favorite stores, which will take you right to this screen anytime. You can click on one of those links. It'll take you right to the store. And one of the great things about the favorites list is that we give you, Rob, if you can go back one screen, I think from where you are, is that we post a gift registry link here that you can give to somebody who isn't signed up for iGive already themselves, and let's say for a baby shower or a wedding shower or something like that. If for whatever reason someone's not going to sign up for iGive, but you want to get credit for their purchases.
Paper supplies at Office Depot?
Sure. I just ordered checks for my church, so, on, I can't remember.
Vistaprint.
Thank you, on Vistaprint.
Well, and I was talking to a cause yesterday that was an animal shelter, and they were in desperate need of some dog food, and so they posted a list of the kinds of food they needed, and they posted a gift registry link and said, just click on this link, order the dog food, and have it shipped straight to the shelter. And not only then did the shelter get the dog food, but they also got a donation from those purchases as well. So, again, another opportunity to double dip a little bit.
So even if you can't persuade everybody who might support your cause to use iGive, there are still ways to have people support your cause through donations through iGive, even if they don't want to sign up directly.
Thanks, Sandy.
All right, so we've done Tell a Friend, and we're going to go to the just a bunch of things that we want to bring home and sort of reemphasize. But I'm going to take a moment to talk about a couple of questions that we've gotten in. We've gotten a question from Angela and a question from Elvie, and I want to sort of combine the two. So we're being asked, how do we iGive have more diverse representations in your campaigns? And she's talking about her cause is global and they focus on women of African descent. And Elvie is talking about she wants to shop, or she wants her supporters to be able to shop at stores directly, that is, not do online. So let's talk a little bit about who iGive is for and who iGive is not for. iGive is about helping organizations that are located here in the United States or in Canada and who have supporters and constituencies that shop online. So if your supporters, if your constituency is in Europe, it's not going to be a great solution for you. If you have people who aren't shopping online, again, iGive isn't going to be a great solution for you. Yes, there's a little bit of stuff here and there about how you can print out a coupon and bring it into a store, but we don't like it enough to tell you about it. If you're a really dedicated in-store shopper, you can use it. It's there, but it's not very good. So sort of to repeat myself, iGive is for organizations that are here in the States or in Canada that have constituencies in the States, Canada, Europe that shop online. So back then to the things we want to drive home about communication. And I'm going to let Lena drive this home about communication.
Well, as we say right on the slide, it is all about communication. So one of the things that I will sort of add on to, to Angela's question there on the thing is that please feel free to customize our campaigns. Please feel free, if you've got shoppers who are trying, oops, our office phone is ringing. If you got customers, if you've got supporters and you want to target them in a specific way, we do have some banners and things like that that are out there, but feel free to customize it. I actually recommend a website. It's a free website called Canva, canva.com, and you can create your own Facebook posts, and please feel free to take our artwork and add it to your artwork and share it. And you can post with us automatically, or you can create your own posts. The other thing we want you to know is that we really do try to be respectful of how often we're targeting. As Sandy showed you, we give you a lot of choices and options. And finally, if you need help, that's what we're here for. If you go to support.igive.com, there's a full knowledge base. That knowledge base has lots and lots of answers and lots of links to support materials. And if you don't find the answer you need, just click on ticket and fill out a ticket. And if it's during business hours, usually one of our support team members gets back to you, within an hour or so. If it's after hours, it might take us a little bit longer. Occasionally, Rob, our founder, is an insomniac, so he might actually answer you at 4 in the morning. Don't be surprised if that happens, but that's not always a regular occurrence. So during business hours, we're here for you, and after hours, just be a little patient. We should get back to you early the next business day.
So that's great. Thank you, Lena. So we've gotten a question that I think is a great question, which is if you use iGive.com/Amazon or any of the ways that we suggest you get to Amazon via iGive, are you going to end up at smile.amazon.com? And the answer is yes, a very definite yes. We take everybody who's going to use Amazon via iGive through. So let's talk a little bit about the math of what that means for you. If you just use smile.amazon.com and ignore iGive, you're going to raise 0.5% of what shopping occurs. If you use iGive and Amazon Smile together, it's 1.3%. It's more than double. So I would call it the double dip. So it pays for you yourself and for everybody you talk to say, hey, smile.amazon is great, but smile.amazon or Amazon Smile plus iGive is more than doubly good. It's a little bit about the communication thing, right? Sometimes you have to say things 3 times, and I have now said it at least twice, and I might end up saying it 1 more time. Somebody asked a question about how do I list my charity, and I'm going to ask Sandy to just do that for you on screen. I'm going to throw the screen back to Mr. Schleicher here, and he now has it.
All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. All right, so very simply, let's assume you're already an iGive member, because I'm already logged in, and it's basically the same. Basically, you come over to your settings here, and you say, this is my current cause, but I want to change which cause I'm supporting. So click over here, and the first thing we make you do, because having duplicate causes in our system is not something we want to do, because it means that you're going to get checked slower, right? Because some people are supporting version A and some people are supporting version B, and it takes you twice as long to earn money. All right, so we do a quick test here. All right, so I'm signed up right here for Save a Pet, and I do a search, and gee, there's all these Save a Pets. I can make sure that mine isn't here. Okay, but if it's not, I can add it. And the way to do that here, I'm just going to type some mumbo jumbo here. All right, my cause wasn't found. I can go ahead and click here to list a new cause, and that takes you to our list new cause. screen, which takes very little information to be able to list a cause. Basically, you need contact information, who the person is that we can relate to at the cause, address, city, state, zip code, so we can actually send checks. There's some stuff here we want to know, what kind of the cause they are. We have to be able to communicate with the cause or we will not send checks. So we need an email address and also a phone number.
So while we're here, Eric had asked the question, can multiple users or people be the admin for a cause? Unfortunately, we really only have one administrator email. However, within your own organization, you should feel free that, you should share that. That is one of the reasons why we keep the admin email and login separate from the user login. So therefore, if your cause has multiple people that you want to be able to administer, just let them know what the admin email is and the login.
So while Sandy is driving here, we're going to ask him to drive back over to favorite stores because Cheryl has asked, she wants us to repeat about the dog food registry sales.
Well, we could start right here.
Okay, so we're going to start right here.
Yeah, so a great store to make purchases from, 800 Pet Supplies. All right, so I'm going to add that to my favorite stores just by clicking on it. Ding, done. Notice it automatically appeared right here in my favorite stores right on my member homepage. But it also shows up over here on my stores.
What link did you click there, Sandy?
I clicked on the My Stores link in the navigation bar at the top of the screen. The other way that you can get to your favorites is from the iGive button, okay, and you can come down here to, oh shoot, we ticked that off. Okay, I guess we don't have my favorite stores on there anymore. My mistake. We'll probably add that.
One of the benefits of being the Chief Technology Officer is when you make a mistake, it's not really a mistake. It's really showing you what's going to happen.
It's an opportunity to improve things.
Well, just so Sandy isn't the only one, Mary Ellen asked me if there was a script available to explain the double dip iGive Amazon Smile procedure. So I just told her, and I'll share with all of you, that the marketing director will be writing one, and it'll be up on the knowledge base next week.
And here you just bookmark iGive.com/Amazon, which takes you here. We did another webinar last night, the same one, and there was a question that was raised about exceptions because some stores do have exceptions on donations. And rather than hiding that from you and you not knowing what's going to happen, we make it clear exactly what the current rules are for any given merchant. And you can always see that available on our site. So here for Amazon, you can see it. And anytime you do a search for a store, Pet Supply was it? 1-800 Pet Supplies was the one that I was looking at before. Okay, we can go to details here, and we can see it's a 4% donation, and then more information about their exceptions.
Well, so to go back one second, just to clarify, just to make sure everyone understands, if you, on that page prior, Sandy, where there's on your favorite stores page,
okay,
there is a special link. There's a special code. So for the 1-800 Pet Supplies for Sandy, it's iGive.com/9NP5IRH. That's special just for Sandy.
Actually, it's not special for Sandy.
Yes, it is.
It's special for Sandy and for Save a Pet.
That's right.
Correct.
That's right.
And so therefore, if you as the cause administrator or as a member take that, copy that code, and then in your emails, in your newsletter, in your Facebook posts, in your Twitter posts, say, buy the dog food with this link, then that shopping, if they use that link, will be credited towards Sandy and to that charity.
Hey, and if you all want to use www.igive.com/9NP blah, 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 Save a Pet will really enjoy the fact that you're getting donations for that.
All right, but let's say you want to answer Tom's question and you want to browse the favorite stores just to see all stores. Show us how you might find all 1,500 stores.
All right,
Sandy.
so here in the navigation bar for the whole site, there's a link called All Stores, and if you click that, it will actually bring you to a screen that shows you all the stores. There's actually all kinds of great stuff in here. You can page through them if you want. That's kind of the hard way to do it. You can search for a specific store, Macy's, right, and bring it up, or you can search by category.
So Eileen
over
was
here.
asking about pet-related stores.
Okay.
So you can go click
scroll
on
down
there.
here and click on pets, and these are all of the stores that have pet supplies.
Let's say I was looking just for pet food, and I wanted to find all the stores that sold pet food.
That's a good question. You would go over here to the Shop iGive stores.
Make sure that one's white.
Yep. And you type in pet food and do a search, and this will show you all of the sites and products, not just sites, but all the different products, which could be a lot, like 884 of them that come up, and so you might want to change that to dog food or fish food or horse food or ferret food, whatever it is you're looking for.
And then we have another question, which is, well, you know, if you have a favorite store and it's not listed, how do we get those added? Well, please write in and tell us, because Kimberly Logan, who is our merchant expert who is lurking here behind the scenes, is always looking to add stores that our customers want. For example, just this week we added Amazon Canada to it because we had some members who had asked about it, and we were able to work with the company and get them added to our system. So please just write into us using those support tickets and say, hey, this is a store I'm interested in. Sandy's just showing us right now how he's doing it, and we'll do our best to get those added.
All right, so Stephanie has asked a series of questions that I want to drill down on one more time. The whole point of iGive and using iGive and stores is that fundamentally the store needs to know that you're associated with iGive. So the ways to do that are to start by using the links on our site or in our newsletters, to use the iGive button for your PC or Mac, the desktop or laptop, to use the iPhone and iPad and Android apps. All of those will
I'm going to stop you right there. Sorry to interrupt. But down here at the bottom of our site, there's some navigation links as well, and you can get directly to the installers for the iPhone, iPad app, and also for the Android app right from here.
So the difference between the apps and the button on your desktop is you have to go to the app in order to choose the stores that you want to go shop at. Using the button makes your desktop browser, your laptop browser, smarter and makes it automatic. So I'm looking for more questions in there. I think we've gotten all of those. Keep asking those questions. We're going to do a quick review.
Well, you know, we did have a question that's for Sandy. One of our users asked, they said that their button seems to be disappearing. And I do know that we've had, not a lot, but a couple of other users periodically say that. So what should someone do if they're having a problem with their button disappearing?
So these things happen. Your browser upgrades automatically. Add-ons get turned off. Sometimes they're disabled. Sometimes they're uninstalled completely. We don't have control over that necessarily. That's, you know, the browser manufacturer. Your antivirus software may get involved in there as well. There's 1,000 reasons why something like that can happen. And we're always happy to help try and support and get that back up and running on your machine. There's a bunch of articles in our support system in the knowledge base. If you search for iGive button, you can find a bunch of those. Here's a ton of those. You know, there was a problem with the Safari upgrade to OS X where it disabled your button automatically. Anyway, you can start there. Another thing that you can always do, is go to iGive, I can't type all of a sudden, iGive.com/diagnostics. And this is kind of a self-help diagnostics where our site can communicate with your iGive button to tell you if things are working properly. So here, there's kind of a three-step process. I'm not going to necessarily go through the whole thing here, where it will tell you if there are things that you can try to correct by uninstalling, reinstalling. So here, you can see we were able to talk your button. You're running the latest version. So the next step, it's going to tell you, okay, it has communicated, and then we're going to do a cookie test. Anyway, iGive.com/diagnostics. You can run that at any time. If you try that, you're still having a problem, just go to support.igive.com, open up a ticket, and we'll be happy to work with you to try and get that done.
So one last thing I'd love you to show, we had a couple of questions about how you tell people about this. So besides posting on Facebook, we have a whole place on our site that has logos and banners and other kinds of things that you can use as tools for creating stuff. And how do we get there, Sandy?
All right, so again, back to this navigation bar in the top of the screen. Click Cause, okay? And over here in the wing menus, there are all kinds of links for banners and logos, flyers and brochures. Many of these are PDFs that are automatically customized to your cause. There's a couple of Word documents also that you can edit and modify. We've got banners and logos that are just iGive, but we've got some specific ones out here as well having to do with iGive and pet shelters and iGive and all kinds of different gifts and stuff. So there's that. There's also blurbs and ads. I think I'm out of things to say.
You know, I just want to confirm because, you know, Stephanie posted a question that I think is a question that unfortunately it does confuse people. So the iGive button is fabulous for desktop and laptop computers. And if you're using the button for everybody but Amazon, it is automatic that you get credit. But if you're on your phone or you're using a tablet like an iPad, unfortunately, you do have to take that extra step. No, you can't just go to the browser. We are patiently waiting for the technology to catch up. And the minute that the technology allows us to put a browser add-on on a phone or on a tablet, I assure you we'll be looking into getting that program up and running. But right now it doesn't work that way. So you do have to take that extra step. And just as a sort of tag onto that question, there was another question in there just confirming that if you're signed up with iGive, you may have to sign up again with Amazon Smile to get your cause credited through Amazon Smile, and that is absolutely correct. The only way to truly double dip is to sign up with both programs independently.
All right, now I just want to touch on the app subject in the browser and the phone. One more thing there, and that is you can certainly use the browser on your phone if you log into the iGive website and use any of the links on our site on the home page or any of the links to the stores, etc., that you can search for. You can do that in the browser. But the iGive button does not work in your cell phone browser. You can use the app or you can use our site, but you can't load the button there.
Hey, Rob, Sean wants to know if we can set up direct deposit to eliminate the cost of the checks.
The answer is not at this time.
Okay, thank you for that question, Sean. So everyone should have seen some of these easy instructions. That there were a lot of questions about how to explain this, and as I did mention, we are going to put an additional instruction sheet up there on the knowledge base about explaining to your supporters the iGive and Amazon Smile double dip. If there are any other questions, I encourage you to post them right now so that we can answer those for you.
So a show of hands, although we haven't actually done the show of hands, Eileen from Los Angeles has invited us out to do a in-person seminar. And would other folks find an in-person seminar, be willing to host it in their facility or church or something local? We keep talking about doing things like that, but interested if there's a groundswell or if it's just warm Los Angeles that's inviting. So,
I'll go.
So just as part of a chat, if you'd be interested in not even yourself hosting it, but if it would be interesting to you, just let us know. So we have.
Well, I have one more question from Stephanie that I want to clarify. She wants to just confirm, and I do apologize. I think that when you're first using it, it can be a little confusing. If you are using the button, if you are using the iGive button, and maybe, or Sandy, Are we still on your screen or are we on Rob's screen?
We're on Rob's.
Okay. Can we go back to Sandy's screen? And I'd like Sandy just to go to a store. Could you go to Kohl's.com for me? And so if you have the iGive button and you just go to Kohl's.com.
Oh, you want me to just?
Yeah, just type it in the top. You're going to know that you're at an iGive store by two different ways. Well, he just did a Google search, which is fine.
Actually,
and then you see there that it's got the little yellow dandelion seed next to Kohl's, so you know that it's an iGive store. But if you go to www.kohls.com, you're going to see, first of all, you're going to see that little green button, that green triangle in the bottom right-hand corner. That's how you're going to know that you went directly. If you don't have the button, you have to deal with it like Amazon. You have to go to iGive.com/Kohl's, or you have to click a link on our newsletter, or click a link on the iGive website in order to get the donation.
And by the way, if you use one of those other methods to get to a store and you don't have the iGive button installed on your computer, you're not going to see the iGive button shown on the corner.
Correct.
Because that's part of the functionality that comes with the iGive button and the iGive apps.
So again, we just want to confirm that is how it works. And then if you go to your recently visited stores on your own personal iGive page, if you went through one of the right ways, then you're going to be able to see, and Sandy's going there right now.
I'm trying to get there. My stats.
You're going to be able to see that you were there and that you had visited those stores, and that'll help you confirm that you're there.
And then you can just click and add Kohl's to your favorites.
And you can add Kohl's to your favorite. But the way that we get the money for the donations is that we are telling the stores that you've been there through our setup. So if you don't go through our setup, then the stores have no idea to give your charity a donation.
Let me touch on a topic we haven't talked about there, which is if you are running ad blocking software on your computer, that can cause problems with your purchases getting tracked properly, because the way that this is all done, and this is a requirement of the stores, this isn't because this is how we want to do it, is that all that communication happens using cookies. And ad blocking software typically blocks cookies, and that can cause problems. So you may want to turn off ad blocking when you're making purchases.
All right, so I'm going to go through a couple. We're down to the last couple minutes here, and I'm going to go through a couple questions really, really quickly. First, those links that we talked about in the where the logos and banners were, use those as a resource. It's a great place to pick up the links themselves, as well as the banners and GIFs and JPEGs, etc. Secondly, where do you get the iGive button? If you're already a member, you go to iGive.com/button, and it will lead you through that. Thirdly, we are going to be posting this webinar at support.igive.com probably sometime tomorrow. It might even happen late today. And lastly, you
can always edit your cause and change any information about your cause in the cause administration page. So please feel free to do that. If you want to change administrators, change passwords, you can always do that there.
So I'm going to add the last question I'm going to answer, and I want to say thank you to all of you for coming out on a Friday afternoon. We hope it's been useful. If it's not, please tell us. If it has, please tell us. Support.igive.com is your friend. Is that if a cause doesn't earn $25 this month, we just roll over the money. So when you hit that $25 mark, we actually send out a first check for pennies just to make sure that we have the mailing address correct. But when you hit that $25 mark, whether it's today or next year or the year after that, we're going to send a check. And that goes out to Dana. Thank you for that very specific question. Again, thank you, everybody. We hope you have a great weekend. Thank you to Lena and to Sandy and to Kim and to the hundreds of people who joined us today. Toodles.